everybody, this is Preeti. I'm so glad you're joining me. Today is the last color theory video, and today I'm going to talk about brights. So if you remember from the last time, I was talking about pure colors. Pure colors are the ones that are on the top, which are like red, blues, yellows, usually what you see in a rainbow color. So we're going to make a couple of cards today actually, using just those pure colors or bright colors. And here you can see I've gone ahead, taken a bunch of cardstocks and have die cut that using this Slimline Skyline die. And you can see here I've just gone ahead and die cut them all in different colors. So these colors are bright colors, just like rainbow colors, and you can really add multiple colors, bright colors, to create a card. Remember the last time we talked about contrasting colors or complementary colors, and then we talked about chromatic colors. Those are all variations of using different colors in making a card, or how do you come up with figuring out colors for your card. Here all I've done is I've taken all the bright colors, that is exactly like how you would have it in a rainbow, with no complementary, nothing here. It's just we're going to follow the order of the rainbow in order to put this card together, just so that it looks pleasing to the eye. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to. You can definitely mix this colors in the rainbow up to, and it'll still look beautiful. The idea is just using colors in different forms to create card. As I said earlier, the first one we created was complementary colors. The second one we created using monochromatic colors, and now we're using all the bright colors. And here you see here I've just gone ahead and stacked up all of those city line die cuts. Like I've just added them like as if they're sitting on a hill, and I've just stacked them up in different colors, and you see how beautiful it looks. And then I've taken this Cheery die, and the Cheery die is called the Say What die, and it has some clouds in it, and I've gone ahead and die cut that using some white cardstock, and I'm going to place it in a scattering around this this blue panel. Okay, so the blue panel that you see on which I've adhered this is actually a tall slimline card. So the slimline would measure 3.5 by 8 inches tall. And then I've taken this hello die, and I've just die cut it using some gold glitter paper, and I'm just going to adhere that onto the topmost cloud that I have added. I'm keeping this card very simple, and you can see pretty much the whole card comes together just by using die cuts. I'm not really using any stamps here except for this stamp set here, which is thanks, and I'm only using the sentiment, you are the best. So the sentiment would read, hello, you are the best, and I'm just adding that right underneath the hello. And you see how quick this card came together and how pleasing it is to your eye just to have that rainbow colors in your card. And you can do this with anything. If you can do it, but if you have balloon dies, you can create balloons in different colors. If you have floral dies, you can create florals in rainbow order, and you can put them you can really do a lot with just rainbow die cuts. Here I'm showcasing you another card, and in this case we're going to use some color pencils or colors. And I've gone ahead and stamped these cones from the dessert set stamp set, and I'm just going to show you how I colored a couple of these cones first. And here I've taken violet color, and this is a V09, and I'm just adding it to places where I think there would be shadows, and then I'm going to blend that using V06, and then I'm going to blend that with V04 and V01. Now I'm just showing you two of these cones that I have colored, but I did go ahead off screen and color all of these cones in different colors, again in that same order of the rainbow as we talked about earlier. But this time, instead of using die cut, I'm using my Copic colors. You can definitely use any medium you have in your stash. It could be Copics, it could be color pencils, it could be watercolors. Anything you like to color with would work. So I'm just adding this purple color, and in order to add some texture to that ice cream cone, I'm just going to take the same colors once again and add some tiny dots on the same places where I added the previous color. So first I started with VO9, and then I went over it with VO6, and then I went over that with VO4. Every time I added dots, I made sure I'm coming out into the center of the ice cream cone, and then finally with VO1 all over the surface. That kind of just adds a little bit of texture to that ice cream cone. And then I'm also going to take a white gel pen here, and I'm going to add really tiny specks of white, just to show again that the ice cream cone is not smooth and it has some textures. It has some variation on the surface. And for the cone itself, what I'm doing is I'm taking E57 and I'm adding this to the darkest area of where the shadow would be. So underneath that ice cream scoop, and then on the two sides, and then a little bit on the left side as well. And then I'm going to blend that with E55, and I'm going to blend E55 with E53 and E53 with E51. So that kind of gives that cone like as if the cone is curving inwards, if that makes sense. Like it's rounded. That's not a flat image, it's a rounded image. You can also take C3 here, which is a cool gray, and I'm just adding a little bit of like a tiny dot in one corner of those cones, the squares in the cone, just to make it look like as if they are deep set into the cone. Again, that the surface is not smooth, that there is texture in it. I'm going to color this second cone as well, and I'm just showing you it's exactly the same process. This time I'm using some reds, and again, as I said, first you blend it smooth and then you add texture. That's an easier way to do it in order to get textures to any of your coloring projects. And then here you can see I'm just adding some dots to create some texture. I really sped up this part of the video because it's exactly the same. I just thought I'll show you one more how I colored, and then once I'm done with that, add some white specks to it, and then also add some browns to the cones. These beautiful bright colors remind me of gelatos. If you go to any Italian ice cream store, whether in New York or whether you go to Italy itself, those ice cream stores really have these gelatos which are so bright and beautiful. And as I was creating this card, that's what I was thinking all along. Anyway, so now I'm just taking the coordinating die that comes along with this set, and I'm just going to die cut these cones. And here you can see I've created multiple colors of cones, and I've die cut them using that die cut. And then I'm taking this Mini Slimline die, rectangle die, and I've die cut this in the largest piece. And then I'm taking this stencil. The stencil is called Dots and Stars, and I'm going to add white pigment ink. So the cardstock that I'm using is a gray, light gray cardstock, and I'm just adding some white pigment all over, all through this stencil, just to add some like a background to that to the snow cones, not the snow cones, sorry, the ice cream cones that we're going to put later on. I didn't want the background to be simple and flat. I wanted some more additional character into the background. So again, I didn't want to introduce any color, so I'm keeping it very neutral. You can see that the cardstock I used is neutral, as well as the white dots is neutral on it too. So that way your snow cones or your ice cream cones will really pop up. And here I'm going to just lay this ice cream cones in, not really in a straight line. You can see I'm kind of putting them in different directions, like slightly creating some wonkiness in them. I don't want them to be perfectly straight, but somewhere in the center of that Mini Slimline mini die cut, I'm just adding these snow cones. And then in order to keep them as they are, I use this trick. I just take some washi tape or low tack tape, and you just adhere it, and then you pull it so they all remain in the same place. And then all you can do is flip them around and use a tape and then tape them down. So that makes it so much more easier rather than me lifting it and fiddling once again to get them in that order that I wanted. So anytime you want to do something like this, this is an easy way to do it. Just add some any low tack tape you may have. Just adhere that and then flip it and then add your glue. And then when you're adhering it back to the surface, you can see here, it makes it so easy for you to line it and get that to where exactly you want it to be. And here I'm just going to put this down, and once I'm done, I'm going to remove that tape away. You can see how simple and easy that was. Now I've taken this birthday die set here, and I've just gone ahead and die cut the birthday using some silver glitter cardstock this time. And I'm going to adhere that birthday right over where the cones are, just directly using a liquid glue. And once I'm done adding the birthday very soon here, I'm going to also make sure that I don't forget to add the dot on the eye. If you don't remember the name, it is called a tiddle. It's fascinating how things have names, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm just adding that little tiddle onto the eye. And then I've also taken an additional sentiment, and this sentiment is from the set called Pirates Under the Sea, I think, Under the High Sea. And I've gone ahead and stamped it on a white cardstock with some black ink, and now I'm just fiddling around to see where to put it. And then I'm just going to adhere that using some foam adhesive. And then once I'm done with that, I am going to add some sprinkles. And in order to do that, I've taken these two different mixed gemstones. So they have colors, mixed colors in them, rainbow colors in them. And I'm going to place the same colors as the cone. So wherever I have the pink cone, I'm going to add pink stones. Where I have red, it'll be red, and then so on and so forth until I am satisfied with all the blinks that I have added. So what I'm trying to say here is, don't be afraid of colors. You know, there are many theories and there are many things that you can learn from different colorists and different art theories, but color is not something that you need to be scared of. It is beautiful. The moment you add color, life comes to it. So be bold. And I hope these classes or these three videos that I've created in the last couple of weeks has helped you to see through those color fears and help you to make, or rather, has created some boldness in you to play with colors in different ways, whether it is plain monochromatic or whether it is complementary, or even if it is bright. Don't be scared. Everything is going to look beautiful once you bring them all together. And here you can see the two cards that I created with those bright colors. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and you will take those colors that you have in your stock and play with them. And we would love to see the cards you make. Put them on a Facebook channel and tag us on the Instagram. We would love to see your work there. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.